Hello everybody, it's me, it's PokemonTripHD, and welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content. In today's video, I'm going to be showing off how I was able to clear the new challenge battle in the A Wish to the Winds, I believe that's what it's called, facility events. So this is Master, of course, and again, this is me clearing with using 3 and 4 star adventures. Now, I did try to use budget worm prints and budget dragons as well. Unfortunately, I didn't really have too many budget weapons, but I did try using not the best weapons that I had. So I tried using lower end things, but of course the team might on both of these teams still reached up to 15k. But again, you have to keep in mind I did not use any gotcha dragons or any, well, I used a 3-star gotcha dragon, but that doesn't really count. But I didn't use any 4-star or higher gotcha dragons. The only 5 stars I used were welfare ones or free to play ones like high Midgard stormers. So everything I used in this video is easily obtainable. The only thing that's not, of course, is having to get the adventures. So the first video that I'm showing right now is me clearing with 3 stars and finally a 4-star in low end. But of course, I did promote low end to 5-star. But again, I do think it makes up for it that I'm using lower end equipment on my units. So I think if you have a 4-star low end, you should still be okay as long as you just use better equipment than I did. Obviously, I used all free-to-play things pretty much. So yeah, that's what this first clear is. The second clear that's going to be shown a little bit later is me using all 4 stars and then, of course, 5-star low end. This one, of course, I did have a 5-star melody as well. So you might be saying that this clear doesn't really count. But again, like I said, I do have another clear using all 4 stars, except low end 5-star. But again, on that one, I actually used a even worse dragon on my low end. So he was basically a 4-star. I crippled him down to where he's a 4-star. So yeah, the key things you have to keep in mind for these clears, my biggest recommendations is keeping the AI alive. Unless you have a really overpowered 5-star, like if you have a Lin Yu, you should be able to clear using pretty much only Lin Yu as long as you use good worm prints. And when I say good worm prints, the best worm prints to use for this are, of course, other than the top tier DPS worm prints like Laven's Champion, Resounding Rendition, all the specified sword and axe prints or bow prints, whatever those ones are, all those specified prints, the ones for the lances as well. Other than those ones, I would say anything with Slayer Strength or Striker Strength is really good in this one. Now, I used the free-to-play one that we got from the Fire Emblem event, so Fire Emblem Heroes event. So I used that in all my adventures for this. Again, if you have that, highly recommend it. It offers Slayer Strength, and it also has a healing double buff, which works really good with low end. So highly recommend that print if you have it. I did purchase enough copies to use it on every single one of my 4 members. So again, I highly recommend you use that print if you don't have it. If you don't, or if you have it, if you don't have it, there are some other Slayer Strength and Striker Strength worm print options, so you could use those. If you're looking for healing double buff, of course, there's some options to use those as well. So there's plenty of options around for worm prints. Just use the best ones you have. If you don't have the best ones, of course, you can use the exact same free-to-play options that I use, and they do still work. So that is the very first clear. And again, I'll show off the team once more right now just so you can get a better look at the team that I used. Of course, 3 stars, I had Melody, Francesca, and the first girl, I forgot her name right now, but she's there. How did I forget her name? I forgot her name, but she's right there. Of course, like I said, I tried using lower end weapons, but I didn't really have the lowest. Low end is the healer at the end. Use these in both teams. I used all free-to-play dragons, Midgard Stormer, the Welfare Dragon, high Midgard Stormer, well, 2 Welfare Dragons, and yeah. So then I had all free-to-play prints as well. I tried using Luis's hobby just so you can max out the points. And yeah, that's the team. So again, you can try out this exact same team if you want to go for the same results. I do recommend using 3 melee options on your team rather than 3 ranged or whatever. So that's the first clear, and let's hop into the video. The second clear, again, this is using 4 stars. No 5-star Melody in this one, so if you don't want to use Melody, like I said, Melody's really, really good, though. I highly recommend her if you do have her. Her buff skill is really good, even if it's, the AI using it. Especially if you have a skill haste print like Heralds of Hinamoto. That's a great one to throw on her since she can, get those attacking boost for her skill, too. And she can get skill haste, which pops her skill 1 even faster, which is really the main reason you want to use her. Now, the team I would pretty much recommend using is this team. It's really hard to clear with 3 stars. I think clearing with 3 stars is very difficult on this. Now, I was able to do it, of course. It is possible. But if you're not using, a gotcha dragon, a gotcha strength dragon, it's really hard to clear with 3 stars. So I'd recommend using 4 stars or higher. Again, if you don't have low end, you can use Zania. that's in the banner right now. If you don't have Zania or Lowen, you might be in a bit of trouble healer-wise, unless you use a Hildegard. If you don't have Hildegard either, then you might be in trouble. You might just want to go full DPS and use healer as your helper, which is what I was doing in these videos. I use the healer as my helper. You don't need to use a healer as your helper. You can use Maribel. She has a really good skill as her helper skill, so you can use that, and it's going to really help you clear out with waves. But again, I really would recommend using a healer helper, since keeping the AI alive leads to a lot of clears for the most part. Again, there's some other strategies to this clear. For the main part, I kind of use the same exact style of team, both of these runs. I just kind of used an axe as the first one. This one I used Ranzel. The last one I used, oh my goodness, I can't remember her name. The blonde, she's not a blonde. What's her name? The brunette girl that's a 3-star. I really don't remember her name, but I used her. And again, I think Ranzel's better for this event simply because he has bog res, and it's honestly just more annoying than it is, you know, like hinders you when you get bogged. It's just more annoying because you're like, oh, I can't move. So that's why that was a terrible impression. But I really recommend you use Ranzel for this rather than the 3-star girl that I did use. So Ranzel has Slayer Strength as well, just like she does. So like I said, he's pretty much just her, but better for this specific event. So I really recommend using Ranzel. I use Musashi and Pia in this as well. Pia is good for energy as long as you're using the Hildegard helper as well. So I just feel like that's decent synergy. Of course, it's just a little bit of extra damage. It's not really going to matter too much in the long run of things. Again, if you're using a better dragon, these clears are going to go way, way easier than what I did. So hopefully these tips help. There's, of course, like I said, there's other strategies. You can use a Phoenix on anyone on your team that's not your main member. On your main member, you want a strength dragon. But on the other members of your team, if you can throw a Phoenix on them to keep them alive, like I said, if you don't have Lowen or Zania, the healer Zania, then you could use a Phoenix on one of your other members. Don't bring a Flame Adventure, though. Just bring your Wind Adventure and throw a Phoenix on him, and then you could switch to him and then heal like that. That's an option. I didn't try that out myself, but I have done that on past facility events, and it does work out. It's a little more dangerous. It's a little more skill using. It costs skill. I don't know what the word is, but you use skill to do that. You need skill, so if you can do that, that is an option, like I said. So those are the clears that I used. Again, I'm going to show off the team that I used to get this clear. Hopefully these tips helped in some way or another. Again, sorry if there's any background noise. I do apologize. If you have any other tips for others in the comments down below, you can just leave them down there and we can read them. If I have any other tips that I come up with, I'll put them in the comments or update the description and you can check it out. Again, if you have better dragons, it's going to go way easier for you. So good luck. If you use a team and you want to share that team, just share it in the description down below. Again, help other people out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate all the support you put for this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. And until then, take care.